All right, I know it's coming. I got 30 seconds. Can you feel it? Oh, I am almost ready. Woo! Oh, I got it. You can even hear me, can't you? I guess I don't need that up so high. How y'all doing this morning? Oh, there we go. Well, let's get this thing started. How about it? How about it? Shall we? It is me, P-Dog Night, on a funky Friday. How you doing, people? I'm gonna turn this music down. I know it's really loud. There you go. Is that better? But it's Funky Friday. Put it back up. So, it's Friday the 13th. And apparently it's also a day of rage. Where is Tall Person when you need it? It's Tall Person's day of the day is day of rage, I guess. I don't know. There's so much nonsense going on. I've got 20 tabs open just on Israel alone. But it's also Q&A day, and we're just gonna have some fun. But the cognitive dissonance of these people. Yes, queers for Palestine. Brilliant. Anyway, should we do a show? This is not the show. This is just my intro to the show. So let's do a show. And I'd appreciate it. By the way, well, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you some things you can share, because I got some things for you to share now. So let's just get this thing started. Johnny, stop that music. Wow. Johnny be on the spot. And play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Night.
I'm just jamming back here backstage. Okay, shall we? Stop the music, Johnny. Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Night on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Night channel, where it is, let's see, it's the 13th of October, 2023, Friday the 13th, this close to Halloween. Ho, this is a horror movie buff's nightmare, or dream, whichever you prefer, because, you know, we have some nightmares on that street called Elm, and we got Halloween with Freddy Krueger, and we got the Friday the 13th. Is that Jason Voorhees? And then we got what's the other one? There's Halloween. No, Halloween is Halloween Michael Myers? I think so. And then you got Chucky, and you got all you know what one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and probably it's a more obscure one, but I really liked it when I was a kid. And it actually, it was one of the few horror movies that scared me for a little bit. Because most of the ones you jump, but then you laugh. But this one scared me. It was called Burnt Offerings, about these people who moved to this house, and it had some weird stuff going on. What was the actress's name that was in Burnt Offerings? I can't remember. Was it Linda Black? What the hell was her name? I don't know what her name was. But anyway, that was one of the few movies that actually had me go, that's creepy. It's weird. The house is basically killing the family that moved in, and it was haunted and all this shit. But anyway, I hope you all are having a fantastic Friday. I am about to embark on a trip. Oh, in fact, I got the old Drake Bulldogs Cup, because we're going to go to a Drake football game tomorrow down in Des Moines. Lady Boomer and I, with some friends. Now, it happens to be playing against my son's alma mater, the University of St. Thomas. And the University of St. Thomas football team is really, really good. And unfortunately, my Drake Bulldogs are really, really bad. But I am not Karen Black. Thank you, Avocados Diaby. Very good. My Drake Bulldogs are very bad. But I'm going to go in the blue, because I support both schools. We become a big fan of the University of St. Thomas, particularly in basketball, because my son played basketball there. And so we've continued to support the basketball program at St. Thomas. But so my wife's going to go down wearing her Tommy Mommy shirt, which they're the St. Thomas Tommies. And then I'm going to go down wearing a Drake Drake Bulldogs sweatshirt, and I'll probably wear my Tommy Dad t-shirt underneath. So I'll have some dual loyalties, although I am loyal to the old blue. The here's to the man. They changed, it's funny. They changed our school song at Drake because it used to be called The Man Who Wears the D. I just, this is the first time I ever there's a joke in there. But anyway, and now it's here's to the one who wears the D. And fight's a good fight for varsity. Here's to the one who can and want. Whatever. Anyway, I never even thought it was. Yeah, Betty Davis was in that too. It was a creepy movie. It was creepy as fuck. I know that's a little bad segue, but it was a creepy movie. So anyway, I gave the stream a title today, but I really, I'm not all that tied to it. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance. I'm going to show you one video that's hilarious to me. It may not be funny to you, but it's hilarious to me. And from a comedian that I really like, Ryan Long, he's hilarious. And it'll kind of give you the whole, it encompasses our theme today, the cognitive dissonance, because there's a lot of people who've been talking about Israel over the last, Israel and Hamas and Gaza and all that stuff over the last several days that have had to walk back some of their enthusiasm for what the Hamas freedom fighters did in Israel, because now the reports are coming out about how gruesome and how beastly and how just barbaric and how just terribly gross they were in some of the things they did. And now the people are going, oh shit, we're supporting that. Wait, no. Oh, and all of a sudden you see that, like, even someone who's very dear and close to me is saying now, posting a single line that says murder is wrong. I mean, it's like, yeah, oh, really? didn't know that. But still, the international community is blaming Israel for the attack upon Israel by Hamas. And it's just the whole thing. There's so much cognitive dissonance going around about this. And so, unfortunately, yeah, a lot of my tabs are that, but we don't have to talk about that. And in fact, I'm going to give you a solution to not, if you don't want to talk about that, then you need to come up with some questions, because Friday I have deemed from now on, at least for the several, however many episodes I do this, Friday will always be Q&A day. And it can be Q&A about any topic. I won't necessarily know how to answer it, but we can look things up. Or if it's something that you saw in the news and I'm not sure, I will look it up and we'll find out together. Or you can drop news articles. Well, you can always drop news articles in the tip jar, because that's how Gunfox always gets me going on rants. But so anyway, it's Q&A day. It's Ask Me Anything. So I'm going to just put hang on, let me put this in the YouTube Q&A box. And if you do it on Rumble, just add like 4 or 5 question marks so it's very prominent to my eye that you asked one of your questions. And we'll do that, right? So here we go. It is Q&A day. Q&A day. ! Ask me anything. And if it's a silly question, it's Friday, it's Q&A day. Now, some Q&As I do on this show I'm not going to answer the silly questions, because there's usually something specific. Like yesterday we had our guest, and by the way, I do have to thank my guest again, Wendy, aka Now What, in our chat when she comes by. I thought she was fantastic, and we've been friends for so long. I kind of had an idea what she was going to say, and I like that perspective. And I'm also open to talk to anyone who wants to talk about the other side of that. I just can't necessarily think that I'm going to be as friendly. I admit that I tend to be on Israel's side here, because just knowing the history of the region and whatnot, and watching how one side has always attempted to make peace and one side absolutely does not want to. And not the entire side, not all the Palestinians, okay? Most Palestinians just live day to day, and they're kind of stuck in this situation that some of the leadership ruins everything for them. Okay, and particularly Gaza with Hamas. With that whole nonsense really, they fuck it up every time, and then they blame the Israelis for responding. So that's I'm going to stop talking about this for a second. Anyway, here's the Q&As. If you put the questions there, we'll go through them during the show on YouTube. There it is up there. Also, well, let's say hi to everybody, but I do need to acknowledge a couple things first before I say hi to everybody. And one of those things would be C. Thomas drops a tip in the tip jar, and C. Thomas, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. Dropping a deuce in the tip jar, which we will be cleaning up soon. And it's Funky Friday. So on Funky Friday, you know what happens when we do tips in the tip jar? When there are tips in the tip jar on Funky Friday, we got to put some funky music on. So here you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is kind of sexy, Thomas. See, Thomas, you got some sexy music going here. How about you? See, Thomas with a deuce in the tip jar says, you mean to tell me that people are upset with Hamas being the dirty savages they've always been? In it, bruv. They were always mostly peaceful with a small side of explosives and not the dirty savages they have been for 30 years now. Well, thank you, C. Thomas. I don't necessarily agree with every opinion that comes across my desk, but I'm in 90% in awe of what you just wrote. All right, let's say good morning, everybody. Shut that music off. Okay, there we go. All right, let's say hi to everybody, and then we'll get going. But I forgot. I have something for you to share. See, now normally you're sharing the show, right? But I'm starting to put little promo videos together, like 30-second videos that you can share. And I'm going to put one of them in the chat, and I'm going to copy that link. And if you want to share this video, I would be greatly appreciated. Share this on your whatchamacallit. Oh, it's on X. Wait, no, I'm not going to do it. Hang on. Hold up. I don't want to do the X one. Let me try this again. Let's remove that. Let's do the YouTube one. That would make much more sense because not everybody's X friendly. I'm just saying, not everybody is X friendly. Not that you have to post it on X, but let me get this. It's the YouTube studio, and we're going to find it right here. Content, and there it is. I'm gonna start putting these promo videos out, and I'm doing different ones, often. So if you ever see them you post them anywhere, I'd be happy if you would share them. But there's my promo video for the show, the YouTube version. I have it on YouTube and YouTube, Rumble, and Instagram. You'll be seeing those. So anyway, there you go. Here, share this video. Whose link I retracted? Well, yeah, I know I fixed it. I fixed it. I was trying to say that. So let's say good morning to everybody. Speaking of saying good morning, and the person who keeps me on my toes every day, the first in the chat over on Rumble, Mr. Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell. Thank you, sir. Also, good morning to Mr. Jimmy Das Hotep. We also got Mr. Mike Savage, Blarg, and Cryptic. Something about a giant rock. I'm not sure what that means, Cryptic, but I appreciate you joining us over on Rumble. And also, Mr. Septus Wolf, we're all glad you guys are here. Thanks for all the folks on Rumble. Over on YouTube, first in the chat, of course. Oh, wait, what happened there? Well, I know it was Avocados Diablo, so you're going to get the bell over here, too. Also, good morning to Mr. Attack Alpaca, Mike Savage, Blarg. Oh, wait a minute. Howdy. You did a howdy, not a blarg? Or did I jump in somewhere weird? Anyway, good morning also to C. Thomas. Penis. See, Marty will never know I'm here. I know you've made yourself very clear, sir. Also, good morning, Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple. Hit that like button. Yes, agree to that. Good morning, Zed the Snarky. How you doing? Kara Soldiers in the house. Good morning, Somnambule Nation. Jen T's in the house. My Canadian friends are dropping in. I love it. Good morning. And my favorite Canadian is here. Jaeger Pony is here. And Septus Wolf's over there. Lord Stanhope. Good morning also to... I got to scroll a little bit. No, that's you again. That's you again. Well, who else is here? Is anybody... Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Yes, Black Hebrew Israelites here. And Nomad's in the house. Stop. Hammer time. Have a great eclipse tomorrow. Yeah, is there an eclipse tomorrow? Is it like a total eclipse? Someone tell me about the eclipse. I heard that it was coming up, but I haven't really paid attention. Is it a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse? What kind of an eclipse is it? I don't even know. So anyway, so we've got, let's see, we got 20 people, 22 people over on YouTube. That's great. We got 11 on Rumble, but it kind of doubles up sometimes. So anyway, I hope that you all are having a good morning. Let's get into the news. Let's check the Q&A. I'm going to check the Q&As right away, though, because we'll see if there's any there. Then I wouldn't have to talk about Israel thing. Okay, there are some questions in the Q&A already. On Blackout 8879. I'm sorry, did I accidentally... I know you were here. Why did you... And you were in the chat. I don't see you in the chat, though. What happened to there? Did this thing do one of those scrolly things on me? I bet it did. Okay, if I missed you, just make sure you say you speak up there. But anyway, let's get to the questions. What order are these in? Oh, they're in the right order. Okay, so first question, Advocatus Diabli asks, find a network. There we go. Do you think there's a timeline where Gargamel managed to eat all the Smurfs? And what do you imagine Smurfs taste like? I think Smurf berries. No, I think they taste like they probably taste like chicken. I'm just saying, because everything kind of tastes like chicken. I'm just saying, but they're very, very good. Yeah, I don't know if Gargamel ever managed to eat them. Maybe they, if you bake them in a pie, it'd be like a blueberry pie. Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that's a crazy question. Good morning, YouTube's devil. Smurfs taste like bear. They taste like bear that eat blueberries. Okay. By the way, welcome YouTube Devil over on Rumble. I've never seen that name in the chat. That's awesome. I love to see new faces. Welcome to the show. So, okay, the next question, which begs the question, why didn't Gargamel just skip the middleman and eat Smurf berries? Well, are Smurf berries like eggs? I don't know. Okay, let me be honest with you here. Let me be perfectly honest. I know of the Smurfs, but the Smurfs were in that little span of time where I was too old for that kind of stuff, and I didn't have children yet. So I knew of the Smurfs, but I never really understood the Smurfs, like them, and like the same with like Teletubbies, although the Teletubbies were still around when my kids were really little. But it's like there's that whole span of time between the 80s and 90s where even, because when you're a teenager, sometimes you go back and just to reminisce, you go and watch cartoon stuff just out of the curiosity, and then you're like, oh, this is really stupid. But I was in the Smurfs were in that spot that I just never even cared. So and the stupid Smurf jokes and stuff. If anyone has a good Smurf joke, please put it in the chat. I will certainly acknowledge you. All right, let's move on. Blackout 8879 says, do you think this is the start of World War III? Sort of like how Japan invading China in 1937-ish kicked off World War II. Well, here's what's happening. And I am concerned because really what's really wild so far is that, so we have the thing going on in Ukraine, right? And we have decided that it's our responsibility to support this country that is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And it is not part of NATO, not one of our allies, but we've decided that it's important to protect this country because we've had so much hype about Putin during the Trump era, right? So a lot of these people it's amazing, the anti-war types on the left in particular, who have changed their tune to support Ukraine. And look, I don't think Russia invading Ukraine is bullshit, right? But it's never been our war. But we've made it our war. And of course we have the, sponge brain shit pants in the White House who has some very important financial ties to that country. So I don't know how much that exacerbates because he doesn't know what he's doing anyway. It's his handlers are doing all that shit. But now we have this conflict in Israel. And all of a sudden, Russia is all in for Hamas, wants to support the Palestinians, blaming Israel. I mean, they're very vocal about it. And why? Well, because the United States has always been a partner with Israel, despite the dissenters that are the dummies in the street, like these guys up here, right? These idiots, queers, not me, the guys on the other side of me. The cognitive dissonance of the people saying, oh yeah, the Hamas went in and just devastated human bodies for the laughs in some cases, and I'll get to that a little bit later. And yet you have these countries like Russia and even China has made a little bit of overture that they're blaming Israel. Everyone wants the international community, so to speak, blames Israel for Hamas doing this just absolute atrocities. And so that's a sign to me that, yeah, and now obviously Iran, who is, very tight with Russia, is orchestrating some of this. At least it seems to be. And now, is that a fact? I mean, certainly the Biden administration is trying to poo-poo that because, they even though that $6 billion that they have in Qatar that's supposed to be going to humanitarian aid and only this and that, and the International Bank and the Treasury Department is controlling that money, and that's only going to go to humanitarian aid and food for babies and hospitals and shit. Well, yeah, great. It certainly frees up $6 billion that Iran's spending on all that stuff to, fund crazy shit in other parts of the world. And now that we've got, is it 2 battle groups over there that are going over there now? Just in case Iran starts doing some stuff, and now Lebanon's, being attacked, and Israel's now is destroying airfield in Syria that could be used to attack them. Basically Israel's in the find out stage. We saw that little video yesterday. Hamas FO'd, right? Or FA'd after round, and while we're in the Israel showing them to find out stage, right? But now everyone's saying, oh, well, they're against Israel, and the United States is for Israel. And now there's people out there encouraging China to go take Taiwan. And so, and remember, Joe Biden already told the world that we're running out of certain types of ammunition. Now, granted, our ability to ramp up production of certain things is could be unmatched, I would guess, because we have a whole lot of places that could just convert, But I guess my answer to that question is sure fucking seems like it, right? I'm just saying, it sure seems like it. Like this is the start of a slow rolling nightmare, and it's not good. And some people better get to the negotiating tables. But I don't have any problem with Israel serving up the find out right now. That's my personal opinion. Not everyone agrees with it, but that's my opinion. So there we go. Moving on. C. Thomas, do they have snow in Britain? I'm asking for a Welsh pineapple. Okay. So if you're not familiar with the AAA, some of you are from here, came over from the AAA. The things that he asks questions of British people or people over the UK, not necessarily the British, but anyone in the UK. Do they have certain things in Britain? And I think the answer, I do believe they do have snow in Britain. It's not, I don't believe it's as common as in some other parts of the world, but they do have snow occasionally. And I know they have ice rinks because don't they have figure skaters from Great Britain? I don't know. All right, moving on. Add to Cadas Diablo. Okay, a question more topical for you then. Why did Bugs Bunny always go through Albuquerque on his way to places? I have no idea. Why did anyone know the answer to that? Why did Bugs Bunny? Oh, I should have 2 chats open. Let me, because then I have a question chat and then just a chat. Let me do that. Let me fix that. Give me 1 second. Because then I don't have to pop back and forth. I can still see what's happening in the chat. in the chat. You know, if I did this, made this so I can scroll this, enable large history, and we'll scroll the questions over here. Then I don't have to close that. Oh, good Lord. Okay, we'll make this a little bit bigger. That's what she said. And let's pop out this chat. Now I can read all these things all at once, and I can see what the hell you're saying in the chat, and I don't have to flip back and forth. Okay, there we go. Q&A. By the way, did I mention that it's the Hamas is declaring it the day of rage? I'm very concerned about that. They're telling people, and like, for example, now I don't know if that's a proper translation or not. I know day of jihad, but jihad is not necessarily doesn't necessarily mean a day of war. Who remembers the movie Russians Are Coming? The Russians, I don't remember. Oh, is that, I remember Red Dawn. Is that what you're talking about? Hello, Unacceptable Views. Good morning, JB. Hi, Woodcutter. All these people came in the chat all of a sudden. There's Blackout 8879. And anyone else who's joined us. And Zed. Why does Bugs Bunny always get lost on the way to Albuquerque? I'm guessing the way he pronounces it just makes it funny. Albuquerque. Oh, that might be it. As opposed to Albuquerque, which is how I pronounce it, because that's how it's spelled. Albuquerque. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so there you go. I guess I sort of answered that, didn't I? Did I answer the question? Did I answer the question? Well, somebody did. Not to Albuquerque. He takes the wrong turn there. Oh, it's always the wrong turn there. It always ends up in Albuquerque. Wait a minute. Don't talk about this on the show. It's just for you. Check out Saudi, UAE, Israel are about to sign peace. Palestine didn't want, so they staged this attack. They don't want peace. Oh, no. That's a good possibility, though. Why? That is an absolute possibility. So, over on Rumble, can I talk about it? It's a very good point. I want to say it out loud, and people at YouTube can't see it, but people on Rumble can. I'm going to get your permission first. Let me get to Lord Stanhope. What new skill are you learning at the moment? Right now, I am. What's my new skill that I'm learning? Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning a little bit of marketing stuff. I'm using because I want to get this channel rolling, and so my first sort of marketing or promo video for this show is the one I put in the chat on YouTube. By the way, I should probably put it on Rumble too. There it is in Rumble. That's my first sort of marketing video where I'm using keywords, hashtags, and you know, like what do you call it? There's a name for the way you set it up. But anyway, so I'm learning some new marketing ideas for what I do here, and I'm going to try to grow the channel a little bit. Now, real quick, thank you, Gunfox61, and welcome to the show. Also, Gunfox61 dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar, and that makes you the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, Gunfox61. Breaking, how shocking. Oh, good Lord. Oh, and there's an accompanying sentence with this, so let's put some music on. Thank you, Gunbox61, dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar with breaking news and the statement, how shocking, which we'll drop that over on the links over here. We'll get to that article in a moment. But also, wait, why isn't it opening? It needs to open. There it is. Okay. Says, my rant, the U.S. should declare total war and use any and all means to go in and get the hostage civilians and then deal with Hamas with one ROE. Oh, kill them all, no prisoners. Now, I got to be careful. Turn that music off. I got to be careful when I say, again, I'm just reading the super chat. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Oh no, okay, YouTube Devil. It's Friday. Friday is where you say things and force my show. In fact, watch what Gunfox did just a second ago when he dropped that Hamilton in the tip jar over on Streamlabs. By the way, I don't have that link in Rumble. How about that? Let's put the Streamlabs link in Rumble too. If you want to sponsor the show, it is just pdognight.live/tips. If you go to pdognight.live/tips, that is the best place to sponsor the show. Thank you again, Gunfox, for the dime, and when I mean dime, with a couple of extra zeros behind it. I appreciate it. What was I saying? Here's the point that YouTube Devil make, and it's a great point. Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates and Israel were about to sign a peace deal. Palestine and Iran didn't want that, so they staged this attack. They don't want peace. And, the Abraham Accords doesn't sit well with Hamas. They were very angry with the deals that were already signed. And, Israel and Saudi Arabia have been on this path for a long time. It'll be interesting to see how some of these Abraham Accord countries deal with Israel now. I know in Turkey, there was a big rally for Hamas, for the Palestinians, within the last 24 hours, on this so-called Day of Rage. It's really crazy. So let's move on to the questions. In Lord Stanhope, do you remember Halloween? You mean like Halloween the movie or Halloween in general? I'm a big fan of Halloween. We put decorations out in front of our house. Nothing too gaudy. Ours are pretty subtle and cool. But I love giving out candy to the kids on Halloween. I always put I put my little portable fire pit in the driveway because for whatever reason, in the last few years, it's been really cold here on Halloween. So I set that up, and I usually have a cooler full of beer for the parents. And we do full-size candy bars for the kids because I just love, I love making kids smile. And so we get full-size candy bars, and then we offer beers to the dads, mostly the moms, although some of the moms grab some too. So anyway, yes, I do remember Halloween. Kara Soldier, have you seen Red Dawn, and which one was your favorite? Yes, I've seen both versions of Red Dawn. I grew up in the era when the first Red Dawn came out, and so it made sense to me because it was during the Cold War, right? The newer one changed it. The new one changed, I think, the North Koreans, and it didn't make sense. Okay, because they're really, that's fanciful thinking. Regardless of what the bluster of Kim Jong-un, whatever, it was never like the Cold War, so it just didn't make sense. But they couldn't make it against the Russians again because we were supposed to be friendly with the Russians. All right. Will I ever have guests on the show yet? Oh, absolutely. That's a plan that I've been working on for a while. All right, let me go now. Since Gunfox dropped a Hamilton, I'm going to go ahead and get to his article right now, just to make sure we have time. And we've been hearing a lot about this deal. There's a lot of the the page shills on Twitter, like the Krasensteins and Henry Sisson. Some of you may not know who I'm talking about. They're these page shills who constantly, replenish the cleanliness of Joe Biden's taint with their tongues and their typewriters, or keyboards, I should say. Typewriters. That dates me. And I do have my coffee. I already shared that. They're all saying, this $6 billion that the U.S. didn't really give to Iran. There's no way that Iran funded and this and that because it's in Qatar and the Treasury Department is controlling it. Well, Gunfox dropped me an article here, and it's from the BBC, and not the good kind of BBC, but the very bad mainstream media outlet BBC. Hello, Chris Kroll, what's up? And this is this article right here. U.S. $6 billion deal with Iran under scrutiny in the wake of the Hamas attack. This is the BBC actually talking about scrutiny of the deal. Unbelievable. Here we go. The U.S. says Iran has not accessed money agreed in a prisoner swap as the White House faces renewed criticism over the deal amid claims that Tehran instigated a Hamas attack on Israel last weekend. Now, that's a mouthful because they got the mouthpieces out there in droves saying, oh, no, that $6 million didn't pay for this attack because it's all being controlled by the Treasury. So anyway, Washington has a quiet understanding with go-between Qatar not to free up any of $6 billion from the pact, the BBC's U.S. partner CBS reports. Wow, I did not know they were partners. I didn't even think they were dating. Anyway, Iran's mission to the UN said the U.S. cannot renege on the agreement. Well, fuck you. Iran's mission to the UN can kiss my whole Hamas, so to speak. So anyway, the U.S. said it has no evidence that a direct Iran link to the Hamas assault. Yeah, they're even saying that there's no link. There's no Iranian link to the Hamas assault. But then Hamas has been publicly thanking Iran for the support. So I don't know who to believe here. It sounds like bullshit. Anyway, the $6 billion of Iranian oil funds held in South Korea were unfrozen in September as part of a deal that saw 5 U.S. Iranian citizens. Yeah, dual citizen. The other part, the U.S. citizens that they released, did you know that they were dual citizens? They were dual citizens of Iran and U.S. We paid $6 billion for dual citizens. Anyway, for freed from captivity, the U.S. President Joe Biden, a.k.a. Sponge Brain Shit Pants. Hello, Cool Frog. What's up, my brother? U.S. President Biden official. Wait a minute. Now listen to this. U.S. President Joe Biden's officials have pushed back strongly against Republican criticism that the fund empowered Iran to support Hamas. Wait, no link. Did they even look at the link? What? Oh, yeah, right. They don't want there to be a link. No links, baby. They want no links. They want to make sure there's no links. Okay, so on Thursday morning, Deputy U.S. Treasury Secretary. Wouldn't it be U.S. Deputy Secretary, Treasury Secretary, Treasury Deputy? That is not in the right order. Anyway, Wally Adeyemo told House of Representatives Democrats behind closed doors that the money, quote, isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Why did he only talk to Democrats? That's interesting. Because he said, hey, here's our talking points, and we know that you will you got our back, right? But later in the day, White House spokesman John Kirby, who's been lying his ass off all week, would not confirm reports that the funds had been frozen. Wait a minute. Whoa. He would not confirm reports that the funds had been frozen? What I can tell you, he said, is none of it has been accessed, and we are watching every dime, as you would expect. Well, great. We're watching it very, very closely. Oh, he reiterated. Neither would U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken confirm that money had been frozen as he visited Tel Aviv on Thursday. He instead listed the, quote, facts, end quote, which mean the lies, about the account in a weary voice when asked about the matter by journalists. Oh, well, at least the journalists are asking questions. That's very good, journalists. You do your job. Let's see. America's top diplomat said it was Iran's money from oil sales, that it was held in Qatar, and that it was only for food and medicine for the children and the elderly, and that the U.S. had to approve every transaction. It's a complicated mechanism that has not yet been activated. Any such freeze would be a provocative one at a time when the U.S. is trying to prevent Iran and the militant groups from it backs from joining the Israel-Hamas conflict. Aren't they too late for that? Weren't there some rockets from Lebanon? Anyway, now analysts warn such a move could embolden hardliners in Iran. Gee. I thought this was pretty bold, but maybe that's just, well, that's not them. Anyway, U.S. officials would also probably be concerned a freeze of the fund would lead Iran to arrest more U.S. Iranian citizens. So the dual citizens again. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan also told reporters on Wednesday that Iran had played a role in the attack by funding the military wing of Hamas over the years. Well, I'm sure that's true. Duh. President Biden has been under pressure from within his party to stop the funds going to Iran. Well, and some Democrats are yes, because most of the a large number of the Democrats also are very supportive of Israel, although there's some glaring exceptions. But then look, and most of the Republicans support Israel, but there are some exceptions. The ones who are like, why are we giving them so much money? Which sometimes you wonder, but there's a symbiotic relation, and they're our biggest ally in the Middle East. Anyway, Democratic senators who are facing re-election next year have joined Republican calls for the U.S. president to effectively break the deal. See, because they know their constituents are like, fuck Hamas, fuck Iran, right? But Iran's mission to the United Nations said it in a statement reported by the Washington Post, quote, the senators in question and the U.S. government are all acutely aware that they cannot renege on the agreement. What? Okay, let's just be honest. Would it be the first time? Oh, this is really low. Let's turn that up. Is that better? Can you hear me better now? Would it be the first time? Like, we're not always the most reliable partner in the world on some things. And, sometimes it's for good reason, especially if there's shit like this. But, ask any of the Native American tribes that had treaties with us. So, we've been trying to get better and we try to do good. Anyway, so that's that. Thank you, Gunfox61, for warping the minds of young children and all the good people in my chat. All right, let's get back to questions. By the way, today I do have a plethora of articles open. We might not get to any of them after this because I'm looking at the questions in the chat or the Q&A box here. But I can show you some of the headlines. Let's just go through some of the headlines that you'll see in the links today. Survivors of Israel Music Festival massacre. Hamas was shooting and laughing. They were having fun. Yeah, there's they were taking video of themselves, just having a jolly old time as they are massacring people. Not a good thing. And the survivors were appalled by it, of course, because oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put it on the screen. In American Greatness, Hamas and Amoral Clarity with Victor David Hansen has a great editorial on that. And Legal Insurrection report, Qatar agreed to freeze Iran from accessing the $6 billion. But again, as we saw from these reports in the BBC, the officials from the Biden administration are not confirming that. In fact, they refuse to confirm that. And so there's a tug of war on that, of course. Breitbart, Hamas began planning the attack on Israel 2 years ago after the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Yeah, see this guy right here? You see my cursor, right? See this guy right here? There's a reason he should be hanging his head in shame. What a fucking embarrassment. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard. How you doing? All right. I should scroll here too. Let's see. In Legal Insurrection, the U.S. Navy is bringing massive military power to the Gaza area of operations. The Navy's newest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is on station off the coast of Gaza with its entire carrier strike group, including 4 strike fighter aircraft squadrons, a guided missile cruiser, and 4 guided missile destroyers, among other military assets. And again, that's the purpose of this. I mean, this battle carrier group, that Gerald R. Ford is just massive aircraft carrier. We talked about it when it came out and how many planes it holds and how much firepower they have around it, the entire battle group. And that's apparently to deter Iran from joining the fray, so to speak. And also illegal insurrection. Israeli airstrikes have disabled main Syrian airports as death toll from the Hamas terror attack surpasses 1,300, including, as Gunfog mentioned earlier, 30 Americans have been killed in this. Alleged airstrikes targeted the international airports in Aleppo and Damascus, putting both out of service on Thursday. And again, according to some reports, the Iranian regime's foreign minister is scheduled to fly to Syria tomorrow. So I guess that may not be happening. Good morning, Select Boy.
Yeah, boy.
In Breitbart, report up to 600 Americans estimated in Gaza with the ground offensive near. That's interesting. There are 500, 600 American citizens in the Gaza Strip, with some looking for safe passage out. That's not good. It's interesting. There are a lot of Americans, and not necessarily dual citizens of so-called Palestine, but who travel to Gaza. And I have a relative that has been to Gaza because she's a big supporter of the Palestinians. And so, needless to say, we do not talk about this kind of stuff, because I love her dearly, and we're just going to agree to disagree and not ever talk about it, and because it just gets messy. So anyway, but there are a lot of Americans who go there because they support Gaza and they support the Palestinians, and they think that it's an occupied territory, and all the left-wing talking points on this. So there are a lot of Americans still there. They better find a way out. Just saying, use them passports and get into Israel and find a way to get on a plane. In Human Events, Israeli officials suspected potential for Hamas attack, but did not put IDF forces on high alert, according to a report. 3 Israeli officials reported to Axios that Israeli intelligence had picked up signs of irregular activity among Hamas operatives in Gaza the night before the Palestinian terrorist group attacked southern Israel, but top IDF and Shin Bet leaders decided not to put military forces of the enclave on high alert. It's interesting because it was during the holiday. It's the 30 years anniversary of a holiday where they were attacked before. So there are some major questions about that. Hamas has been telling Gaza citizens to ignore the IDF warnings to evacuate. Gee, it almost sounds like they want to have human shields. They don't ignore that. They say they're going to come in and blow shit up, which when they say they're going to blow shit up, they blow shit up. But we're going to tell you just to ignore those warnings, because we want to have your bodies as for photo ops, to show you how bad the Israelis are. Editorial in The Federalist: why calling for Israel's restraint is depraved and offensive, written by Yaakov Menken, and just goes in the history from 50 years ago into now. And after they massacre people, and then you're going to ask them for restraint. Yes, we're going to come in with a shotgun in your house and shoot your baby in its crib, and then we're going to ask you for restraint when it comes time to we're going to come to, then we want to ask you to negotiate. Yeah, that shit ain't happening. Sorry. It's time to, not until you find out. Remember what the guy said yesterday. You fucked around. Before we have a discussion, you're going to find out and fight, just to make sure that we don't have this discussion again. But it just seems never turns out that way. In the Daily Caller, Hamas officials say terrorist group didn't kill civilians and blames the Gaza citizens. So this is the one that's infuriating. And guess what? There are going to be people who believe this bullshit. Okay? Here's what they're saying. A Hamas spokesman denied Thursday that his organization targeted civilians, saying they only focused on attacking the Israeli army near Gaza. Wait, so that was a music festival of Israeli soldiers? He suggested that the Hamas attack was preventative in nature. We knew that there were Israeli plans to launch a massive attack against us after the Jewish holidays. Oh my God.
Why the fuck you lying?
It's unbelievable. They're not only are they wizards of propaganda, but some of you motherfuckers actually believe their bullshit. Well, not you. You know what I'm saying. You motherfuckers. I'm pointing at them, not you. You motherfuckers. Some of you motherfuckers believe that shit. I know that people I know who are really pro-Palestine will say, "Oh, well, see, they weren't targeting civilians," but then they blame the Gaza citizens. Oh, wait a minute. No. The citizens of Gaza, the citizens of Gaza who go into Israel to work every day and just want to live their lives and take advantage of, the Israeli hospital, all that shit. They're not. They don't want everyone dying. Bullshit. God, I hate's a strong word, but I hate them. In Daily Wire, National Security Council spokesman breaks down over the images of Hamas atrocities. This is on CNN.
I
don't know why that's doing that.
I'm sorry. It's very, excuse me, very difficult to look at these images, Jake.
It's fucking
the human
brutal.
cost. And these are human beings. They're family members, they're friends, they're loved ones, cousins, brothers, sisters. Yeah, it's difficult, and I apologize.
Of course, he has nothing to apologize.
So, I have nothing bad to say about John Kirby having that problem. Yeah, he was buffering.
Apologize for.
Because it's the images that they're seeing. I'm not even going to look at them. Every time because people post videos and shit on Twitter and other places, and I'm like, I'm not even going to watch it because it would cause problems. Let's just put it that way. Real quick. Thanks, James Colley. I don't know why this didn't play. There it is. Thank you, James Colley, dropping a 5 in the tip jar via YouTube. Oh, would you sing this? Let me see. What is this? Oh. And I ran, bombed all night and day. Israel can't get away. Whoa, what? Come on, James. What are you doing? I was going to have, there. I need to calm my nerves after singing that. Yeah. Okay, all right, I'm better. Thank you for sponsoring the show, James. God, that is terrible. Also, good morning, by the way. All right, I know I got the flock of seagulls thing. Look, dude, okay. Remember my experience in life, my life experience, okay? I mean, flock of seagulls, that was like, was that in college? No, I guess I think I might have still been in high school when that came out. It might have been like my senior year in high school. The hair dude, this guy, the hair that looks like this, that guy, Flock of Seagulls. Yeah, believe me, if it's a song from the 80s, there's 99% chance I know it. Okay, so that's cool. Yes, too soon, definitely. Let's see. All right, I'm just showing you what's in the links today because I'm not going through these articles. The Washington Free Beacon organizers of anti-Semitic Times Square protests have no regrets. So they don't care about the images. They're like, to hell with Israel. They're glad that people went in there and did some atrocities. And it's funny because all of a sudden, too, I'm hearing people say, oh, Israel taking out targets in Gaza is war crimes. And honestly,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
No. No. See, what happened before they retaliated would be considered war crimes anywhere else in the planet, right? But this is Israel and Gaza. And so we have this, again, remember the words of the show, cognitive dissonance? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you could read that. And also, Rashida Taliban's rogue gallery of Israel aiding terror-loving friends, squad members, allies have praised Hamas and Hezbollah and mocked, quote, shit's real. Yes, she's, you can get a load of her and her anti-Semite friends. In legal insurrection, UK parents claim that school told Jewish children to hide their identities. Her male classmates have been advised to cover their skull caps with baseball caps because there's a large faction of, how they describe them in the UK, there's a large faction of Asians in the UK, and so the Asians are mostly anti-Jewish, and so they're trying to have them protect themselves. They've been warned. J.K. Rowling, it's funny. J.K. Rowling is a total lefty lunatic. Hello, Renee Matt is a totally lefty lunatic, but she's kind of hardcore on a couple things. One, she is very against the whole the trans ideology thing, not necessarily trans people, but the trans ideology stuff. And she's also very pro-Israel. So here she is. We said never again. The UK is a safe haven. Was a safe haven. Now, after the biggest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust, British Jewish children are being advised to hide their identities as they walk to school for their own safety. There should be mass outrage that this is even necessary. Yes, the British who, were a big part of, liberating people during the Holocaust and World War II are now telling Jewish people that they have to hide their identities to be safe. That's really fucked up. Okay. In PJ Media, there we go. Ron DeSantis apparently leads, authorizes the rescue of Floridians stranded in Israel. This is interesting because I don't know. I'm not sure what authority he has to do this as far as international relations are concerned, but he signed an executive order putting his state and all its agencies and resources on an emergency footing. Today, I signed an executive order authorizing rescue operations in Israel to bring Floridians home and transport supplies to our allies. So, that's a big move. He's running for president. I don't know how. I'm not sure how he can do that. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. Who knows? In Breitbart, Jet Set beat Rocket Set. Son of British millionaire leads Harvard Palestinian group behind pro-terror letters. So there's there's a whole bunch of student groups at Harvard are supporting the Palestinians and Hamas on this. And some of the group, now it's interesting. Now, so this is just about one of the people who leads this group. But also, though, some of them have decided to backtrack. And that's because they're being, I guess, doxxed, so to speak. There was a media truck that was driving around Harvard that said Harvard's leading anti-Semites, exposing students that blamed Hamas attack in Israel. And so now some of those students are saying, oh, no, we are withdrawing our support for this letter. We didn't know about the atrocities. We didn't know about that. So here it is. And I'm just going to show you the picture right here. Want to know who the leading anti-Semites at Harvard are? Click on the link below. Accuracy of Media. Remove the names of students from groups that withdrew, but are also adding new names every hour. And yes, that's a billboard on their campus. So one of those light up trucks that changes, the video trucks that drive around like in Vegas, they got one driving around Harvard's campus for all the people who were supporting Hamas. And man, it's not good. I don't necessarily like this kind of stuff. And then on their website too, they're naming everyone who signed their name to that petition. And there has been a CEO, Bill Ackman. I've been asked by a number of CEOs if Harvard would release a list of members of each of the Harvard organizations that have issued the letter assigning sole responsibility for Hamas's heinous acts to Israel so as to ensure that none of us inadvertently hire these little assholes. It doesn't say that, but he might as well say that. Because there's a large number of Harvard students' organizations blaming Israel for the Hamas terrorist attack, killing 700 civilians. Well, now it's 1,300. And so now a lot of these people are asking to have their names dropped from this. In Behind the Black, again, naming the names of the leftist hated supporters of Hamas, same thing. They're And then also there's top 10 campus hate groups in America, not only listing the leftist campus student organizations that have for years eagerly supported terrorist groups like Hamas, but describing the efforts of these clubs in silence, debates, blacklist opposition, and intimidate anyone who expresses any dissent. Below is a list. So, yeah, you know what? Sign your name some bullshit, and people are going to start calling you out. Kind of like the people on Twitter who like to dox people. And in Daily Caller, Democratic congressional staffers shared messages justifying Hamas's terrorist attack on Israel. A staffer advising Indiana Representative Andre Carson on Middle Eastern policy shared messages on her Instagram account sympathizing with Hamas after the terrorist organization killed more than 1,000 Israelis in an attack beginning last weekend, and they name her and talk about her. So some of these people are making a name for themselves. They're making a name for themselves supporting the terrorism acts. Finally, Unity Google searches for return to Israel surge in wake of Hamas attack. A lot of people are searching how can they get to Israel to help and be part of it, because that's how it goes. All right, let me and this one, I don't know why I have this one. I don't know. Anyone? Okay. There is an article here. Trump lawyer Alina Habba did not make jury request mistake, admits judge. Okay, so remember they were going to do a jury trial for Donald Trump, and then there was a box check that said they're not going to do a jury trial, and then they blamed this lawyer for not doing a jury trial or something like that, right? I don't think we need to see her. Hang on, let me fix this. All right, there we go. Donald Trump attorney Alina Habba did not fail to tick a box to request a jury trial in the New York civil fraud case, despite widely circulated claims. Judge Arthur Erdengaran amended his comments of, quote, nobody asked for, end quote, a jury trial Wednesday following the false reports, arguing the claim keeps coming up. He explained that New York Attorney General Letitia James clearly checked off non-jury before the proceedings began. It would not have helped to make a motion. Nobody forgot to check off a box, Erdengaran explained, adding that the punishment sought by the state of New York is an equitable remedy rather than a legal equity. Oh, fuck off. They just, you know what they're doing. All right, let's get back into the show. I'm going to go a little longer than I had planned, so fear not. I'm going to get to these articles. Thank you, GunFox61. Dropping another Hamilton in the tip jar. Solar event this Saturday. I asked about this earlier. Thank you for putting this up, because I wasn't paying attention to the news about it's a solar eclipse, apparently. Here it is. Rare ring of fire solar eclipse will cross the U.S. on Saturday. Here's how to see it. The spectacle is a much anticipated astronomical event because it's rare for the path of a solar eclipse to cut so cleanly across the continental U.S. So we're going to see this from the whatchamacallit. The spectacular solar eclipse will be visible across the entire continental U.S. this weekend, offering people from coast to coast the chance to see the moon take a bite out of the sun and affording lucky sky watchers in 9 states the opportunity to witness a rare ring of fire in the sky. But not in Minnesota. Damn. This astronomical event will take place Saturday, weather permitting. Sky watchers in Oregon, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and Texas, as well as California. Slivers of California, Idaho, Colorado, and Arizona will be able to see the moon almost completely cover the sun, creating the effect of a fiery orange-hued ring around the moon's shadow. So that is cool. Wow. That would be awesome. What God, Milk, what are you guys talking about? I know. You mean this? What's that about? Yeah, she's whatever. She's okay, whatever. Let's just stop that. Okay. Also, thank you, C. Thomas, sponsors the show. I got to put some music back on for these people. Sorry, Gunfox, you should have got music too. Here we go. C. Thomas. Dropping another deuce in the tip jar, who says the UK needing Jews to hide themselves for safety reasons. Almost like letting every sand rat in the third world in was a bad idea. Close the borders. Yes, closing the borders would be a fine idea for a lot of countries, including ours. But our government just doesn't give a fuck right now. Anyway, thank you, C. Thomas and Gunfox61. You are great Americans. All right, let's get back to the question and answers. Pour some sugar on her. Oh, if you need good loving, right? Pour some sugar on me. Okay. Okay. I'm going to finish up the questions here. There's only a few left. We'll see what I can do. Thank you, Karis. I got to see Thomas. Oh, wait. Okay, I missed something. C. Thomas ever stopped to realize that it wasn't until the late 70s that the U.S. dropped World War II era tech for tank design and decided to modernize? I didn't stop to realize that. Interesting. I did not know. But yeah, I mean, I know especially like ship design, especially when they went from using battleships to destroyers. In fact, when I was on the U.S. Missouri, we saw pictures of it when it was a battleship and how it had like hundreds of guns on the battleship of all different types, and yet it took 1,800 men to man a battleship fully, and then when they redesigned it with more modern weapons, it dropped it down to about 800. But I think the destroyers even have less personnel needed to actually mount any kind of attack from a destroyer. So it's very, very good. Oh, she's still on my screen over here. I should probably click away from that because it's not good for my mental health. All right, let's close that. All right, real quick. Let's see. Kara Soldier, have you seen Red Dawn? And which was your favorite? I did answer that one. Reaction Puerto Rico, you lovely island. Will you ever have guests on the show again? I did answer that one too. All right. And then Cool Frog, does Palestine actually exist, or should it just be called Israel? Well, look, that has been the question they've been trying to solve for at least since 1948, and these two-state solution idea and whatnot. And every time Hamas fucks around, it's almost as though maybe they should find out it should be one state. But that's what their goal is. That's what Hamas and Hezbollah, even though they're in Lebanon, and a lot of the Palestinians, so to speak, they don't want a two-state solution. They want the Israelis driven into the sea and be gone. They want to kill them. So, so no. Should Palestine exist? Well, personally, I think if this so-called solution of giving the Palestinians the West Bank and Gaza would actually work and that they cared about peace, sure, why not? The problem is they have peace for a year or two, but then these assholes start throwing rockets into Israel and start killing people. And it's rinse and repeat over and over and over again. And the people, turn Gaza into glass. No, don't turn Gaza into glass. The Israelis spent a lot of time and effort making that a livable place with infrastructure. And now they're tearing down the infrastructure a little bit because those fuckers keep launching attacks. It's the Rodney King thing. Can't we all get along? It's beginning to look like we can't. But is it worth the try? I think it is. It's, and until the Palestinians, rank and file, just normal people who want to just live their fucking lives, finally realize that maybe these assholes that call themselves Hamas, maybe they're the ones who should be driven into the sea, and then everyone will be able to maybe live in peace. But they got to figure that out for themselves. Cool Frog with another question. Does the $6 billion really not just open Iran to place other monies they have to cause war? Well, that seems logical to me. You know what I'm saying? That seems very logical. And apparently there are people who, insist that even though, we've got it frozen, well, that's not very logical. All right. The last two questions are from Selected Boy, and then I'm going to close up the question box here. Selected Boy says, so why is it that rum-headed Pelosi isn't on the front lines of the Palestinian-Israeli war? You mean her son that has ties to Burisma? Or do you mean the crypt keeper herself? I don't know. Look, she's pro-Israel. She's part of the Democrat faction that is completely pro-Israel. So I don't know. And the last question from the question Q&A box, are the folks that support Palestine, what does that say? What does that say? Oh, Harnas native, kind of natives. I don't know what that means. Are the folks that support Palestine Harnas kind of native? What is that supposed to say? What is that supposed to say, Select Boy? Put it in the regular chat, because I'm going to close the question Q&A. We're going to end the Q&A, and then we got one video to see, and then we're going to get out of here for the weekend, though. Yeah, what did, oh, I don't need that. Let's drop that down. Hell both. Now that's hell both. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway. All right. I'm going to end with a video that from Ryan Long that kind of encapsulates what the theme of this show is today. The cognitive dissonance that some of the people who are having a hard time deciding who they should be supporting in this conflict, so to speak. And so here is Mr. Ryan Long with a brilliant reenactment of what is probably going on in the minds of many who are having this problem. Here we go. Here's Mr. Ryan Long. And I will stop this for some commentary, but this is good. And he's playing someone named Jack Hardy, actor. Here we go.
It's been a few days now. I still haven't weighed in on Israel-Palestine. I honestly don't know who to post. Usually it's easy. BLM, bang. Ukraine, bang. COVID, bang. Hey, did you do your Israel-Palestine post yet? I've never missed a stand. So who'd you go with? I look at my phone and see a lot of Republicans supporting Israel. So I go, maybe stay away from that. Then I see a lot of the people we've been calling Nazis supporting Palestine. But then get this, the people that we've been calling them Nazis with are happy Israel's getting attacked. Riddle me that.
I mean, it's funny. Obviously, he's playing a Hollywood actor who's not sure if he's supposed to support Israel or Palestine. He does these so well. It's funny.
But there really is no easy answer here. Did you do your Israel-Palestine post yet?
No.
What does your manager think of that?
I'm retired.
Oh, you don't have
What does your
representation
manager
right
think of
Obviously,
that?
I was at the front lines of getting mad at Kanye West when he was doing the anti-Semitism stuff. Everyone was thanking me for standing up for the Jewish community. So naturally, I'm seeing this happen. I go, okay, we're back with the Jews again. I see Kylie Jenner post for Israel. I think, okay, the word's in. Then boom, she's getting killed on every angle. So it's not Israel.
I'm just stopping to laugh because he's funny. And by the way, this link will be in the chat. I encourage you to go follow Ryan Long. He's hilarious.
So I started doing a bit more research. I'm seeing queers for Palestine. And generally, you want to be on the side of the queers. If you look at the things, you're not going to get in trouble if you go with what the queers are saying. Then Mia Khalifa, who we obviously support, is posting with the queers. And she's getting fired from her job. The whole reason I'm posting this is to get in better standing with my job. And by the way, I started to see that your silence is noted post popping up. So we're running out of fucking time here. If you had to pick, who would you?
And it's funny because a lot of people, you see it, they're changing their stance here and there because they don't know. It's who are they allowed to do in this one? This is a no-win situation. I got an idea for everyone in Hollywood who maybe haven't going through this. Shut the fuck up. I don't know. That's what I'd be saying.
You say?
I would stay out of it like I told you.
Yeah, say, hey, whoa, winner. That was awesome. Stay out of it. There you go. That's perfect. I'm going to go back because that guy's based. This dude's based. Watch.
posts popping up, so we're running out of fucking time here. If you had to pick, who would you say?
I would stay out of it like I told you.
But if you kind of have to choose, which is sort of what a situation I feel like I find myself
Oh,
in.
these are like, hell no. Don't put me on
You don't
camera with that
understand,
shit.
I gotta post to support one of them. I know to you, it might be like, oh, who cares what he thinks? A buddy of mine booked a Geico commercial from his Ukraine TikTok, so it happens. Feels like we like decolonizing. What is decolonizing? Is that just like killing the people? That's literally what I was saying, man. Because normally it's pretty easy. I don't know what the answer is. This one's, I just want to post one of the flags and sort of be done with it. It's tougher than you think. I'm getting yelled at if I post Palestine. I'm getting yelled at if I post Israel. I'm starting to feel like, if anything, I'm the victim here. I'm looking at the internet. I see Jews for Palestine. I kid you not. Also, I'm watching.
But there's also the Arab guy who's for Israelis.
In the parades, we're talking Times Square. Between me and you, when I see a bunch of brown people having a parade, I think it's a pretty safe bet to be on their side. Never failed me before. I mean, people are probably texting each other right now, wondering where my statement is. Israel, though, probably, right? Yeah. For me, it's a little more complicated as a Gentile, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if I look at who's getting censored, that's a good place to look. Like, follow the YouTube warnings. And then I'm looking at UN women. I'm thinking, you know, follow the sniz, whatever the women say is usually pretty good. They're just posting random shit that has nothing to do with it. Trans lesbians or lesbians. Can I just go with that? Just like a random blanket post. Just be like, hey, lesbos, just so you know, lesbos with dongs are still lesbos. Stop avoiding the dong lesbos. I can't. I feel like it's the wrong
This is
move.
brilliant. This is fucking
You going
brilliant.
Israel or Palestine, you thinking? No English. Oldest trick in the book, my friend. I wish I could do the same. Okay, so like if native
This is
people in
brilliant.
America took
This
down
is
some
brilliant.
girls at Coachella, I'd probably be like with the natives against me, right? Like that seems right. I can talk to my representation for you if you're.
All right. So anyway, subscribe.
Palestine's got to have Jewish people there, right? Like Palestine, isn't that? Am I being messed with here? It's been a few.
Palestine. All right, gang. That little bit of brilliance is any show. Ryan Long in the links today, and as you know, I'll drop all these links today, even though we didn't go through them extensively. They will all be in the links today, which I'll drop in the chat when I do the outro here. Hope everyone has a great weekend. We're going to drive to watch a football game in Des Moines, Iowa tomorrow and visit a couple of friends. So I'm looking forward to that. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do that. 38 people, 26 likes. So get that up if you haven't done it yet. Good morning, Amazing Disgrace. And if you will do me a favor, share the stream. And I'm gonna put a link to my promo video in the links again today, wherever that went. Where the hell did it go? Well, here, I'll just copy it from over here. I want you to, if you'd be so kind, you can see it in Rumble. Here it is in the chat again. Drop that link into your social media if you'd be so kind. And that's also promoting the show. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of those coming up soon. So that's it for today, people. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I gotta go, though. My name is P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.